Ready, set, let's go indeed. We are going to start our first match on Coastline in just a second after the ban phase has come to pass. Like I said, Rob, thank you for the follow. Also Toxic Cat and Admiral Hose. Wasn't shown me before, but thank you to you for the follows. But right now we will start our first match. Raptors eSports beginning as our defending team. We'll start banning with our Blackbeard being out of the mix, being our first attacking operator ban. Second ban will come short after by Peculiar, which, I mean, could be anything at this point, but will actually be the Ash, which is something you haven't banned or seen being banned that often. And Ash gone isn't really such a big deal. You still have a good amount of attacking operators, attacking breaching operators, but it's still something that could bother one or two teams. Mira being the next operator out of the mix for the defenders, which, I mean, Mira is either you're going to pick her 100% or you're going to ban her 100%. Mira is always a back and forth. She's either banned or played. Valkyrie, our last banned operator with, 3 black eyes, now completely out of the mix for our defending side. Bandit going out for Abyssal Castle, Frost, Smoke, and for Jesus still nothing. The defense for Raptors right now is still on the 2 bars. Jackal, Line, Thatcher, Hibana, and Thermite going in for Peculiar. Echo, the last operator for Jesus, which, I mean, Echo is always great just to delay, just to hope that in the end it all comes down to the last second. If it does and you still have one Echo with at least one shot in one drone, you probably going to win this. On the other hand, Stream's dead, seems to be going back up. I mean, really can't do much about Streams dying right here, but let's hope it just doesn't happen again. I mean, it was up again fairly quick. On the other end, we've got the Jackal on the attacking team, which I've said it before. You're probably going to depend, or not depend, but try and go in with roamers, especially on Clappers, but you could try and do it on Coastline. You've got positions where roaming around could technically and in theory work. I mean, you only have 2 staircases to work with, and 2 floors for that matter, but it still should work out for our roamers if they play it well. Therefore, on Gaffel, our Jackal. 2 hard breachers on Thermite and Hibana, and like I've said, if you're going to ban an Ash, you can instantly try and replace her with another soft breacher. You still have a buck and, also a sledge. I mean, a sledge, a buck also is kind of close ranged with his shotgun. But both close ranged shouldn't bother the attacking team too much. Well, in that matter, an Ash could maybe stand a little bit better. Seeing that Credo might have a problem shooting through those castle barricades, or breaching through those castle barricades if he's standing right in front of it. Breaking down the first wall, Wester still behind that barricade waiting for Credo to come through. Credo's trying, Wester now exposed. Still seeing that sledge bring him down to 50 HP. Credo's still alive, but he's missing a whole lot of health. He's on 50 HP. He needs to try and deal with that. Throwing out a nade, trying to deal with the enemy player. Wester's still staying on, well, at least more than 3/4 of his health, but there's still a second nade coming, which also won't be doing too much. 25 HP missing from Wester. Credo trying to take out the next player on the other side of that wall. That's the Bandit on Rabizzle, who's staying alive till now. Wester and Rabizzle need to be careful that they aren't getting pushed from behind. Wester is looking at there now, is finding the Jackal, but Gaffel will stay alive for now. Wester and Rabizzle now in a tight corner. Need to try and get around the player who's attacking from behind and the 2 players who are attacking from up front. Abyssal trying to deal with at least 1 player coming up. Wester now completely alone. Credo will push him. Paxping at least getting 1 kill against Credo. will help Rabizzle out right here. So they are now in a 2v2 if I've seen that correctly, because Gaffel should still be around and he's trying to manage. He's trying to find Rabizzle, who's now down to 5 HP. Jesus finding Arthurs. Rabizzle still staying alive. Still in a 4v3. Still have Admiral, Gaffel, and who's the last one? Donald. To try and hunt down the last 4 players. Admiral finding Jesus. And Rabizzle is still on such a low health pool, meaning he can be taken out so easily. Donald planting the diffuser right now. Penguin trying to shut him down with at least 1 gas canister. Will not find him right here, but will take out this shotgun. Will find the last kill. Rabizzle and Paxpin finding 1 kill in the meantime each, and bringing this to a 3v0 and a 1 round with, like I said, 3 defenders still alive. Diffuser planted, of course, but will be diffused immediately by Paxpin right here. With, I mean, a worthy attack by Peculiar, but in the end, if you still have 2 operators up on top, you're going in with not enough time and you're trying to rush, you're trying to force that diffuser plant right off the bat. There's still a player, probably a smoke, which in that case, yes, a smoke, alive, trying to shut down your defending player. Even if he misses that gas canister, you still have 2 players upstairs who are completely out of the mix because they are trying to deal with the 2 players upstairs. And in that case, I've said it a million times before, if you are in a 1v1, you're going to win as a defender if your enemy player is planting that diffuser, especially if time's cutting close. In that case, Donald could have tried to maybe turn around to try and get that kill onto, who was it? Penguin, I think, on the smoke. But he didn't, therefore died, well, right away. Even if he did, Paxpin was still coming from around. So, even if he, from behind, if he turned around, even if he did that, Paxpin would have come and gotten that last kill. And I mean, he got 1 kill before that, so at that point it would have been over as well. Now, switch up. We're going up to Theater and Penthouse, bringing up the Jäger, the Pulse, and the Legion. Other than that, the Bandit and the Castle are the same. On the attacking side, we're at least getting to see the Thermite and the Jackal again, and also the Ibana. But the Buck and the Thatcher are different? Question mark? I think we may have had a Thermite in the last round. But what's definitely different is going to be the Buck. We had a Sledge, now it's a Buck. Meaning you've got some more range in dealing with that. Thing is, a Buck still can't deal with those pesky castle barricades. But if you're attacking this right, those won't even matter. Rabizzle completely downstairs. Gaffel on the other side trying to peek him out. Rabizzle just waiting for him to get pushed. Will he at least 1 player and immediately leave his position? And we've seen Penguin on his position before. I mean, right now he's playing in kitchen, yes, but we've seen him from kitchen go into Sunrise Bar. And if he does that, I mean, Raptors are 1 team that are trying to play coastline with 2 roamers. They've got Rabizzle and Penguin. Rabizzle out of the mix by Creeder, and now it's down to Penguin in a 1v1 against Creeder. He will at least find that kill, bring it to a 4v3. Still, 2 players down. Paxpin and West still alive upstairs. Arthur's trying to find the player downstairs, which should be Penguin, who's getting pinged by Jackal on Gaffel. So he should be getting attacked by 2 sides. Donald trying to get around. Arthur's trying to do so as well. Penguin at least finding Arthur's. Still staying alive, but now there's Donald. Donald taking him out, bringing this to a 3v2. Still a 1-player lead for our attacking team. Paxpin on the cameras, whereas they're trying to see if anyone is coming from down below. Paxpin at least seeing Admiral's drone. Admiral therefore also seeing Wester. They don't have Rabizzle anymore, so they can't try and bandit trick any Thatcher, well, any thermite, exothermic charges coming through. Of course, there's no Thatcher left, so they need to actually use their shotgun on the Jackal, but they do that pretty well. Use that Jackal from down below, see where one player is. Gaffel also finding the kill against Wester, and now it's all down to Packspin. Packspin now in a 1v3. I don't even know how Gaffel was able to find Wester, because I thought Wester was still upstairs. But I'm guessing Wester actually went downstairs trying to hunt down the remaining player, the Jackal downstairs, which would be Gaffel at that point. I mean, he knew he was there. He saw the Bennett batteries getting blown away from downstairs. Still, not the best idea. Really, not the best idea to do that. Packspin now in a 1v3. Quite the predicament, if you ask me. Ibana still alive, Gaffel coming from behind, finding that last kill, finding the headshot, and bring this to a 1-1. Packspin, Peculiar Gaming, not Packspin. Packspin is on Raptors. Holding up to at least 1-1, drawing this out again, and trying to not give a huge lead towards Raptors, who are trying to bring Coastline into their own hands. Hookah and Billiards now coming out from Raptors. And like that, they are going to try to take probably again a roaming team. If I'm thinking this correctly, I've seen Raptors. I think last week they requested a game last week, and they also did this week. Also on Coastline. And I remember Penguin in the Sunrise Bar position, and I remember Penguin and Rabizzle on Bandit and Jäger trying to roam downstairs in the kitchen area, in the bar area, to find if there's any enemy players coming through, especially if they are playing upstairs on the second floor, which they are doing right now. So this is why Gaffel again playing the Jackal, trying to find those roaming players. I mean, Coastline, like I said, not the most ideal map to actually try and roam around, but at least working out. I mean, most ideal would be if you've got 3 floors, a whole lot of staircases, and could try to get around the enemy players so often. Actually, Theater coming out again. Were in Billiards before, but they're now going to Theater. Backspin. Then as the castle, they've got Wester back on the Echo. I don't think they had that last time. No, Wester tried to do something on the Legion. But I mean, attacking always takes such a huge amount of time. And with 2 seconds or 3 or 5 seconds still on the clock, an Echo is just doing the trick. You don't really need a Legion. Wester just needs to stay alive. Should not try to go downstairs to try and roam out the enemy team again, like Penguin is doing right now. Donald already on his way inside, should hear where the enemy players are. On the attacking team, we've got the same setup now for Raptors. On the attacking team, we've got Donald on the Zephyr, and we've got did we have the Doku AB last time? I don't think so. We've got that again. Rabizzle on the staircase, Penguin also keeping close to that staircase. They aren't trying to commit, which probably is a good idea, because Peculiar is already on their way downstairs. They've got 3-4 players downstairs already. Gaffel should find the first footsteps soon. He's in fact seeing those, analyzing them, and now Jäger, Penguin, in need of running. He needs to run away so fast, and he needs to be careful that Rabizzle isn't getting chased, because right now he's running towards Rabizzle, and Gaffel just on the other side of that wall trying to find him. Rabizzle at least dealing some damage. 20 HP gone for Gaffel. Still, he's staying alive. He's kicking, but Penguin, by running towards Rabizzle, actually giving away his position. But I mean, in the meantime, it's the safest way for him to go. Admiral also already inside. Gaffel downstairs is going to try and take out those bandit batteries. There's one player right on the batteries, needs to be careful. I think that's Wester. He needs to be careful that he isn't going to be taken out immediately, because like I said, he needs to stay alive for the longest time. He's got the Echo, he's got the last minute plan. Still, bandit batteries are going to be missing right now. Westar's not going to do something against that. Rabizzle finding one kill against Credo. will also be taken out in the meantime. Gaffel also now on 10 HP. Admiral on the other side trying to set up his exothermic charge. That will be taken out immediately. Will actually take some more damage. And now it's Arthas. Arthas at least getting Penguin out of the mix. Jesus, still seeing where some players are. X-Bin trying to deal with them. They've got Gaffel downstairs. Gaffel's pretty low. And it's a 3v4. But Wester actually able to get one kill, bringing this to a 3v3. Sides evened out again. Gaffel still downstairs. He's pretty low. He's a kill that they can try to easily get. Pegspin still staying alive. Jesus going outside, getting Admiral. Seeing the diffuser. Pegspin getting another kill. And now it's all down to Gaffel. Gaffel in a 1v3. He's got 3 seconds left to go. He needs to find the diffuser. He needs to find 3 kills. And that's not in his time zone. So, second round actually going into the hands of Raptors. Same side we had, third round. Same side we had on the second round. Same setup actually going in for Raptors. Still, never touch a running system. Peculiar did. And I don't think because they did, they lost the game. I still think they could have tried to manage with the same team. Now Blue Bar Sunrise going again out for Raptors. Who, I mean, the 2 rounds they won were not amazing, but good enough. And they managed. They managed pretty well in that last round. I really thought they weren't going to do this, but they were. They were. I thought Wester was going to die immediately by, who was that? Gaffel. Gaffel downstairs on the Jackal. Who actually got lit up the most out of the 2. I don't think Wester took too much damage in there. So Raptors actually alive and kicking, looking good, taking the lead back, bringing this to a 1-round lead for Raptors. Now back again on Blue Bars. What happened in that first round is the question. What is Peculiar Gaming going to tackle right now that they should really do differently this time around? We had 3 players upstairs trying to defend. Maybe even 4, I'm not sure, but I'm thinking it was 3 players. We had the Frost on Pegspin, we had Rabizzle on the Bandit, and we had Wester with the UMP on the Castle. Penguin was actually downstairs on the smoke. What they need to do is go in with all 5 players, maybe not all 5 players, but with more players. They need to pressure upstairs, try and get all 3 kills without losing too many players, of course. And then they need to use all their remaining players to attack downstairs from multiple angles at the same time. They can't have 2 players upstairs, use 1 player downstairs to try and plant the diffuser because of course Penguin is going to come around and try and get that last kill, which indeed did work last time. Or maybe they are just going to charge in downstairs, but it doesn't look like that. Creedy and Donald going upstairs. Donald, of course, on the Zephyr, which is also a counter against the Castle. Admiral trying to open up the windows, trying to see if he can maybe find anyone. Actually, it's Credo who will find Wester with his MK14. Down below the pool table, finding the first shot. Rabizzle still staying alive, seeing at least where that Dokeabi is. Dokeabi poking again. Rabizzle trying to get 1 shot on her head. Credo taking some damage. Still got Donald with him, but Donald's is a little bit more to the side. Rabizzle still waiting on that enemy player to come around. But there's 2 players already attacking downstairs. And one of those players is Arthas, who's actually getting the first kill against Penguin. Jesus still alive, and Jesus is now the last player downstairs. Pegspin can easily get around to him, but Jesus on his own needs to be really, really careful. So does Rabizzle, because he was just spotted by that Zephyr. Arthas just waiting for anyone to push around to make himself open. Rabizzle finding the kill against Credo, at least bring this to a 4v3. Jesus staying alive downstairs. And right now this is like me trying to work the camera right here. I'm noticing this probably, no, like everyone should notice this, but I really struggle with trying to put up the camera, because right now what Peculiar is doing again is attacking from two sides. They are upstairs and they are downstairs. They've gotten one kill upstairs. They lost one player. Donald's still trying to attack upstairs. Rabizzle still staying alive, but Gaffel also planting that diffuser. Will be seen by the first yokai. Jesus taking him out, giving some time to Paxspin, who's coming around. Will be seen by Admiral. Admiral getting one form. Admiral there. Pretty good first shot. If it doesn't work, try another word. And Rabizzle now in a 1v4. Rabizzle completely alone, trying to get around Admiral, finding him and bringing this to the 2-2. A good round for Peculiar Gaming to bring the Bars defense to a full stop. Which, I said it, they were attacking from two sides. I really struggled with keeping up the camera, because on the other hand, on the one hand, I was trying to keep the camera on Rabizzle, was trying to manage a 1v2. He got one kill. He managed that 1v2, kinda. On the other hand, Arthas was already with Gaffel, trying to attack downstairs. Jesus and Penguin trying to defend that on their own in a 2v2, but running out on their own. Penguin running out as the smoke, being immediately taken out by, I think it was Credo, yes, Credo, who was, no, Arthas on the Fetcher, who's finding him immediately. And then Jesus running out as the yokai, trying to at least give some time to the Frost on Paxspin to get that diffuser, but of course there's still the glass. But the way they attack that, having two players upstairs, having three players downstairs. One of those, the glass, who also tried to watch the upstairs area, but as soon as he noticed, yeah, the castle's gone, I can go downstairs, he went downstairs. It looked well, because like that, they got at least one kill. They had two players still upstairs. They had their Zephyr to try and hold those players upstairs still away from each other. And they used three players, two coming from the side entrance, one coming from ruins, which would be the castle, to have a hold of the whole side. Castle seeing everything pretty well. Also through a hole in the wall, it was Arthas who was able to see everything else well. Attacking with three players was the most important thing Peculiar did in that game, and Raptors still being held up with two players upstairs had no chance of winning this in a 2v3 with one player already down. So now the kitchen defense. We've got Jesus back on the Legion. Wester again playing the Echo. Donald now trying to go in as the Lion. We haven't seen a Lion before. Other than that, this seems like the same setup we've seen before. Rabizzle still standing sharp, still trying to see if he can find any one of his enemy players. Will at least know where they are going to come from, but will right now not find a kill. He knows there's a player coming from Blue Bar, so he's quickly going upstairs again. He's got the Jaeger and Penguin with him, trying to attack upstairs, which I think would matter the most to Arthas, who's the Fetcher, who's trying to attack alone, who's actually finding Wester. Wester on the Echo, he's been spotted out. He needs to be careful because his position is known. He can't be risky too much. He needs to reposition pretty quickly. Gaffel already trying to attack from downstairs, trying to see if he can maybe find any one of those enemy players. Rabizzle trying to hold off those Ying charges. Will not be pretty successful with that. Will be pushed by Credo on the other side. Thought actually it was okay, but I mean, the outlines look not the same, but pretty much similar to each other for some operators, which is why I mostly switched to the wrong operator. Penguin now trying to hold off the hallway. He's still the last player alive upstairs. He's got a good place to try to wait out the time to try and get in from behind. Admiral finding the kill against Wester. Paxspin still staying alive, but that's their Echo completely out of the mix, which, like I said, isn't the best play because you want to keep that Echo till the end of the round. Jesus getting hit by another EMP. His Holo will be affected by that still. He's alive and kicking. He's trying to find those kill. Paxspin not being able to do too much. He's getting attacked from the side. So is Jesus. Jesus got one player right behind him. Penguin finding the kill in Scaffle. Credo immediately finding the refrag, and now it's all down to Jesus and Paxspin. Jesus being taken out by Credo immediately. I think Arth is lying on the ground. I'm not too sure of that, but Paxspin on his own in a 1v4, he won't be able to do this, so this might be the 3-2 for Peculiar Gaming. Paxspin right now being attacked by Credo, Credo finding the last kill, so Peculiar Gaming getting that 5th round, and after losing the lead twice, after of course the 1st round and the 3rd round, they are actually able to bring back the lead in this last round of the half, to bring a 3-2 in their own hands. So, Peculiar looking a little bit better, a little bit sharper than Raptors right now. I'm just quickly looking at the standing right now. Yeah, Peculiar on the 37th position, 7th position, and the 13th for Raptors. So, I mean, position-wise, you're going to think it's Raptors, but like I said, the points should be so close to each other. This should be an even playing field, with Raptors maybe just being a little bit up front. But right now, this will be Peculiar who are taking the lead, who are going to try and hold that lead till the end. But Raptors actually having that sad lead till the last round of the half, so they actually tried to come out the stronger team, and they managed that till the end. Didn't work till the complete end of the half, but for the longest time. Now attacking Panthers Theater with a Bandit Echo. I've seen a Vigil and the Jäger and Smoke on Peculiar for the attack on Raptors. It's going to be Penguin with the line, the Doka AB, the Twitch, the Zofia, and the Thermite. And I've got the simple point of view that if you've got a Thatcher available, you should probably always try to attack with that with said Thatcher, because a Thatcher can just easily throw one EMP out, try and get even all 3 batteries out of the mix. Make the whole wall accessible for Wester on the Thermite. On the other hand, a Twitch can see when the Bandit is going to try and Bandit trick, but to even get 1 battery out of the mix, the Twitch drone needs to show her, Twitch needs to show her drone, which in that case means that the Bandit is instantly going to turn around, going to pick up that drone. So, I mean, a Twitch could work, but trying to take the Twitch drone inside is going to be the first problem for Raptors right now. I really like teams that stick with the Thatcher Thermite combo, not the Twitch Thermite combo. But I don't know, they could also try and attack from downstairs from service entrance, which could also work. Guffle did that a whole lot. Speaking of Guffle, he's the only player trying to attack from defend from downstairs. All the other players are upstairs till now. Donald still not playing the anchor, still trying to roam around. He's in billiards right now, and he still has the possibility, beautiful pink weapon, might I add, he still has the possibility to come around to a VIP to try and come behind his enemy team. Guffle still on stairs, same possibility, could also try to come from behind. Penguin actually still outside. Speaking of outside, Jesus isn't. Jesus is already inside, and he's going to find Donald. And this is a really... didn't say the word you're going to try to say. This is a really bad situation for Donald, because he being spotted right now means he can't easily go in from behind. Guffle, on the other hand, can, and he will find 2 kills and bring this to a 3-5. Guffle with beautiful kills right there will be spotted by the E1D, which shouldn't be such a huge problem because he's still staying alive. Rabizzle trying to find players through the wall, will not be able to do that yet. Paxspin already in the bathroom, making himself known. Trying to see if you can maybe find any one of those enemy players. But there's a gas canister right in front of him. Him being attacked from behind, from below, and from up front. Needs to be careful. Will at least find the kill against Admiral. Bring this to a 4v3. There's still a gas canister coming through, which won't be too much right now. Won't even do some damage, I think. Penguin still trying to drone in, trying to find where his enemies are going to defend from. Credo will actually be spotted, will have a bad position right now. So will Gaffel, because although Gaffel wasn't spotted, his teammate was. Robizzle finding the kill against Donald. And Credo now on his Yokai, at least delaying the diffuser plant a little bit. Gaffel, you can see him already trying to go in. Pegspin already planting the diffuser, but will be lying on the ground. Credo finding 2 kills, and now it's all down to Robizzle. Robizzle in a 1v3. The diffuser needs to be diffused. He's at least finding 1 kill. Looks if he's getting maybe attacked from behind, which will be the case. Gaffel on his way will be picked out, and now it's all down to Arthas. Arthas in a 1v1 against Robizzle. He can't win a 1v3. Surely he can't. Robizzle should still have the upper hand because Arthas needs to defuse that diffuser. He's got no time to not stick this. Robizzle coming around, trying to find that last kill. Arthas still staying alive. Robizzle finding that last kill. 3v1. Robizzle does it. 7 kills on him. Which, like I said, you're probably not going to win a 3v1, but if you do it like Robizzle, you are. He's going to find the first player up front who's going to try and I think defuse the diffuser. Actually, are you going to try and defuse the diffuser? Is it hacking the diffuser? Like, I feel like smashing the diffuser in the first few years was clear. Right now, what's that device doing? I think it's hacking, actually, or diffusing. Both. Probably because hacking would be diffusing, yes. So diffusing the diffuser. Yeah, finding that first player, diffusing the diffuser, looking out if there's maybe anyone coming from behind. And that is the only time I've seen, or the first time I've really seen where a reflex sight would have helped so much. Because Gaffel, with his holo, with that thick wall on the side, of the border on the side, actually not able to get a clear view of his enemy player, of Robizzle, who's lying behind the counter, who's lying behind the sofa actually, who's getting that kill against Gaffel. And still, with, I think, low HP in a 1v1, I mean, yes, Robizzle didn't get the kill on Gaffel till this clear end, because Gaffel was still lying on the ground, but Gaffel wasn't getting up anytime soon. And at that point, it was just impossible for Arthas to win. Because he needed to defuse that diffuser, and he needed so much luck to try and get one headshot against that enemy player on Robizzle. All he could have done was get a headshot, because he didn't have enough time to win a fair firefight. Because as soon as Robizzle saw he wasn't defusing, he could have just easily gotten out again. If you need to plant the diffuser in a 1v1, you're not going to be able to do that. If you need to defuse a diffuser in a 1v1, same difference. So, 3v3 right now. Raptors holding up, getting another round. Peculiar having the upper hand till the end of that round, but losing it in the complete end. Which, they have shown they can do this. They have shown they can try and get the upper hand. They just need to try and win a 3v1. Meaning, don't try to go in on your own. That's what they did wrong. They got a 3v1 and they brought that up to 3 1v1s. Which, of course, you can try to win as Robizzle. And you can win those as Robizzle. Which he did. Now a 3v3, a 3-2-3. Jesus getting some damage done to him, I think by grenades. No, he's still KB. He's getting some damage done by, explosives at least. But he's already inside. Wester taking damage. He's now to half of his health. Also, Donald on the other side. He's the player who actually damaged Wester. He's getting the first logic bomb on his hand. And he's already on half of his health. It's not the best position you want to be in. You want to find 1 kill, but as soon as you're trying to peek out, you will be spotted by the player on that other corner. E1D coming out, so Donald doesn't have too much he can do. He needs to try and get rid of that logic bomb. But Wester already coming around. He's taking more damage. He's down to 1/4 of his health. Still, his phone still ringing. And Donald's position just completely known. I'd like to switch to him back again. Thank you. At least trying to get the kill against Wester. Donald I don't know how he's still alive, but on the other hand, Raptors not trying to attack him right now. Jesus now the one who's getting attacked by Raptors, who's actually getting, Donald, who's actually getting 1 kill, 2 kills against Guffel, and now Credo at least getting 1 refrag. This is now the 3v4. Another logic bomb coming in. Credo, of course, unaffected. Echo is working together with terrorists. Arthur's getting a kill against Paxspin, and now a 3v3 ensues. Meaning, although Peculiar lost the upper hand in that round, they kinda got it back again. Credo getting another kill, bringing this down to a 3v2. Seeing also the Twitch on the other hand, Rabizzle getting that next kill against Credo, bringing this all down to a 2v2. E1D coming through. Both players on the other hand of that, on the other side of that wall, aren't able to move. Arthur's being taken down next. Diffuser getting planted. Admiral now in a 2v1. Rabizzle finding that last kill, picking up where we last left off. Rabizzle finding 2 kills into that round and bringing this all to Raptors, who are now leading again with a 4-3. But Peculiar tried to turn it all around. They tried to manage. They lost 2 players immediately with Donald. I mean, he took so long to die. There was 1 player by Peculiar who could at least try to get around to Hookers or behind the Thermite to try and even get 1 kill. At that position, you could try to go up to that Vigil, to Donald, try and assist him. Donald could at least get rid of the logic bomb and then his ringing phone. And then you could try to attack the next player in a 2v1 fashion. Which, for that situation, would have been a much better play. And you could see that they were going to try that. Because there was 1 player going up the stairs. But Jesus just completely lucky finding that last kill. And, well, like that... Well, actually, it wasn't the Thermite you were going to come behind then. It's the Joker AB. But, well, like I said, same difference. Still an enemy player you need to deal with. They tried to come behind the DOKAB, but Jesus just too strong at that point, getting 2 kills done, and, well, starting the round off pretty well for Raptors. Peculiar now with the kitchen defense. They've got the Mute, they've got Castle again, they've got the Echo and the Jäger again, and they bring up I think Mute, like I said, but the Maestro on Donald, who was playing the Vigil, of course, before. Well, no, he shouldn't see penguins. I mean, no! He should see penguins thrown right there. Because it's not very hidden. It's, like, right behind the plan, and he was kinda looking there, but, I mean, he was looking at the wall. So, whole situation now at 3v4. Same setup, I think, going in for Raptors. I mean, it worked before. It might work as well. Jesus trying to come from behind. Penguin trying to see if he can find anyone down the hatch, which isn't going to be the thing right now. Paxspin just setting up as Sophia, trying to get rid of that first wall, but actually I think throwing in a concussion mine. It was a concussion mine, was it? Into... No, actually, not a concussion mine, sorry. Of course, an impact mine into the hatch to just allow Penguin to see a little bit more. But Admiral, on the other hand, finding the kill against Rabizzle. I mean, I thought, what is he going to do with a concussion mine in the hatch? There's no one there. But of course, it's... You could have seen that by the from the crosshair. It's, of course, an impact, which is at least opening up something for Penguin. Now, jumping in with at least 1 thermite charge will be Penguin on the Lion and Wester. Admiral still downstairs. His position should be known because he got a kill right there. 2 drones right on him. He will be pinged right away. Wester trying to get that kill. He knows where his enemy player is. He just needs to try and get that kill. Admiral still staying alive, is now in a 2v1, will die right away, and right now we are going to bring this in a 4v4. Paxspin getting the knife against the downed Admiral. 1 player still upstairs. I'm trying to see who that is. Gaffel. Gaffel with 4 players on his floor. He's playing in Hookah. He's still trying to and see where his enemy players are coming from. He's the hedge down to Sunrise. So we could at least try to get away easily. Deciding on doing so, actually. Still, 4 players upstairs. Of course, that's nothing he wants to do. E1D coming out. Hagspin on the Zephyr, trying to find another kill through the window. Won't even do any damage. Wester trying to see if anyone may come around towards the main lobby, which also won't be the case. But Arthur's finding the next kill. Credo getting picked up by Penguin. Arthur's still roaming around. And Peculiar doing the same thing Raptors tried to do. Roaming around, of course, with at least 1 player still alive. They also have Guffle, who's amazingly trying to roam on the castle. Smokes now coming in. Penguin trying to charge through. It's going to be picked up by the Maestro. Donald finding 1 kill, 2v3. Still a player on the side. Pegspin finding 1 kill. He's the player not planting the diffuser. Will be picked out immediately. Now it's all down to Jesus in a 1v1. He's got the other player on the other side. Donald finding that last kill. Finding the diffuser and bringing this to a 4v4. Multiple players charging in immediately, but in the end it's just Donald staying alive, and he will bring this to the 4v4. Peculiar still drawing this out and still trying to hold up against the enemy team and get the lead like the last time, maybe even in the last few rounds. Which, I mean, if they are going to get the lead, yes, of course it's going to be in the last few rounds. Because we are right now in the last few rounds. If they want to win right here, they need to get the lead in this round, and they need to stick to that lead. Whoever wins this next round will, well, at least have the worst coming for them, will be the overtime. But even then, you could still try and win. So right now, the 4-4. Arthur's getting to his smoke. We've got the mute Echo Maestro Jäger. I haven't seen the Maestro on the Panthers Theater defense. I think, have I said there's an Echo? Yes, I actually, have I? I don't know, but there's an Echo going around. Probably have said that if he's there. Still, Echo and Maestro, 2 operators who are actually playing on their cameras. Well, drones, yokais. For Credo, it's the evil eyes going in for Donald, which could work out pretty well for Peculiar. On the other hand, Raptors going in again with the Lion Doka AB combo, which Lion's the one operator you don't really want to move with, because then you spot it. On the other hand, Doka AB is the one operator you really want to move with, because if your phone's ringing, enemies are coming toward your position. So, of course, we've seen that in the past. The Lion Doka AB combo should do something against the enemy team of Peculiar. Also, Robizzle again on the Twitch. Got really not so many Heartbreachers. They only have Wester, which for a Heartbreacher isn't the best choice in my opinion, seeing that even if he creates a hole, the only thing you're going to achieve with that is create another choke for yourself, because that hole is going to be barely bigger than a doorway, and if you've got bad luck, you only have 2 charges, maybe even 1, meaning you need to crouch or crawl through that opening. Arthur's trying to see if he can find any enemy player. Donald still on the Maestro, will be spotted by a drone, will actually find the Doka AB jumping through. Some damage being taken on Credo. Credo still staying alive. Arthur's already getting out of that next room, trying to open up that wall to just see if he can maybe find anyone to B. No, not find anyone to B, to throw his gas canister towards B, towards that bathroom. There's another player coming through. That player will be Jesus on the Doka AB. I've seen that silhouette correctly. Jesus still alive, trying to see if anyone is coming from behind. Will at least find 1 yokai, which is important. Pegspin taking damage through the gas, will be downed immediately. Arthur's getting that first kill, throwing out another gas canister actually. Abyssal trying to find someone. Wester getting the kill against Guffle. Admiral still staying alive. He's still on Sunrise. He's still trying to see if anyone is coming toward him if he can maybe find anyone from behind, which would be amazing for them, with one player coming from behind, two fronts to attack as the defending team. That is generally something you want to do, but Credo, while reloading, will be found by Penguin, and Penguin will give us the 3v4. Wester, I think, dealing some damage to his own teammate. Credo being removed from the match. We might have a rehost on our hands if he can't join back immediately. So, Admiral still staying alive, still trying to go around from downstairs. Still trying to see if anyone could come through. Donald on his maestro. He's found one drone, but he's being spotted by Wester. Wester coming around the corner, finding the kill against Donald. And now it's only Arthas, the last player on the side. Admiral is coming from another floor, and he's going to be too late. He's going to be in a 1v4. Penguin will find that last kill. And like that, we are going to be in a 4-5. Raptors picking up the last kill of the round, and will go into a map point. Yes, actually, right now. Last player for Peculiar not getting back in, so Peculiar probably calling the rehost right now. Yes, so I'm going to break right here. I'm going to see you all back with Peculiar against Raptors in our next round. 4-5 right now, the score. Raptors on a map point on coastline, trying to pick it all out right here. So if I've set up everything correctly, we should be ready to go back into our game, which is our maybe our last round of the game, because Raptors right now leading the score 5-4. Blocked for Peculiar. It's just one side, Kitchen, I've been told. Blocked that in the score, so Hookah's Billiard going out for Peculiar. Everything looking like it should fit. And for Raptor going in the attack, Lion, KB, Thermite, Thatcher, Twitch, Glass, Twitch. And for the defense, Legion, Jäger, Mute, Castle, Pulse. Like I said, Billiard's coming out on the defense. And Peculiar need to win, of course, this one round if they still want to be able to win coastline as a whole. If they lose this round, yeah, we are not going to see an overtime. Thatcher going in for Raptor, Wester, who is first going to go on the glass. He's now picking the entire utility. Legion, Jäger, Mute, Castle, Pulse. There's nothing changed with that. So, Billiards. Now our defense by Peculiar. Guffle setting up at least some impact. Got Donald with him. Rido also on the defense right here. They are really under pressure right here, because even if they win this, they are just going into an overtime. If Raptors are going to win this, we are seeing the second map immediately. If not, I mean, what can you do? So, 4-5 right now, still the score. And two anti-utilities actually going in for our attacking team. We've got the Twitch and we've got the Thatcher. Interested to see how this is going to go. I mean, in theory, if you've got a bandit right here trapping those walls, you can blow through this as a thermite, because you can rappel up those. And you can actually gain some side of the map. You can even try to gain side from VIP, which could be something you really should be interested in. But if you've got a bandit trapping those or mute trapping those, a Thatcher is not going to do much. He needs to get upstairs, try and throw an EMP nade through the door, because I don't think it will fit if you have one downstairs from the first floor to the second floor. I'm not too sure about that though, but I'm pretty sure that shouldn't fit. Meaning a Twitch drone right there could do the trick quite nicely. Garfall taking some damage immediately into the round, still staying alive for now. Knows where one player is actually attacking from. Paxman on the Thermite, trying to attack. He's got the Jäger on the other side. That's Donald, who's still staying sharp, but who's getting attacked right now. He's got Gaffel with him, but Paxman finding that kill, being successful to at least bring this to a 4v5. Gaffel still staying alive in hookah. But there's Rabizzle. Rabizzle at least getting some damage done on him. He's now on his last 50 HP. Needs to be careful because there's still Paxman coming around. Paxman still trying to get a kill on them. Calling up will be Jesus. Admiral will immediately get that down again. Credo just trying to see if anyone is coming from downstairs. Admiral and Arthurs trying to see the players coming towards theater. And that is 3, 2. I see 3 players right there. But they actually go to VIP, not theater. It's just one going to theater, and that is Penguin. Penguin, therefore, in a 1v1. But Paxman already breaching through. Will open up another wall, and like that, they are trying to attack from a VIP towards A. Wester finding the kill against Credo. Penguin is still staying alive, seeing that no one is coming from behind. Gaffel, now the last player on the side, will get some help by Arthur, but not too much done. Arthur still finding the kill against Jesus, bringing this to a 3v4. Gaffel now down to 15, 5 HP. Another shot will do the trick, he's down on the ground. Rabizzle with his drone, the last shot, and like that, it's just a 2v4 now. Admiral and Arthur, the last 2 players. Arthur to a side, Penguin finding Admiral, and now it's all down to Arthur. 1v4. Diffuser planted, he will find Paxman. At least bring this to a 1v3. I mean, who was it? Rabizzle was able to manage a 1v3. Arthas with this C4 just made this a 1v3. Can he do a 1v4? I don't know. Arthas trying to come from the northern stack. Will be hurt immediately by Wester. Wester will get that kill, and like that, Raptors will win that next round and bring us all into a 6-4. Raptors getting the upper hand on Coastline, and we are going to go into Clubhouse. MVP, of course, won't be the most exciting thing, seeing that we had to rehost, but alright. So, I don't know, I think we are maybe going to go into a break. I don't know how the teams are ticking. I'm just quickly asking, so I can tell you. But Raptors successful with our first round. And like that, we should be, yeah, actually worked quite nicely. Ubisoft actually was able to fix their, what's it called? Custom games. But we are going to go onto our second map, which in that case will be Clubhouse. We've seen a 4-6 for Raptors on Coastline, and now our second map will be Clubhouse. Thatcher, our first operator, being banned. Peculiar, just quickly giving greetings out to their parents, which you're greeting your parents, your mom and your dad. I'm not going to ask any questions, I'm just going to leave it there. Raptors banning the Montaigne. So now we are going to go into our defense. I mean, probably that's the joke. R/whoosh, right? So, on our second defensive ban, we are going to get our Mira out of the mix. Raptors banning the woman with the huge black mirrors. No Mira for us right now. I mean, really isn't mirrors, isn't it? It's more like a one. I mean, it would be nice to make that a mirror, actually. It's just this black. It's literally a black mirror on the other side. So, I mean, I would like a mirror right there, but echo our last defending bans. So we've got some huge defense bans coming out for our new match. CCTV Cash, our first defense by Peculiar. I mean, Raptors, we've got the mirror out. We've got, that vision is completely gone, which is great vision to have. You're not going to get that. And the echo. the second operator out of the mix, which, like I said on Coastline, if you've got an Echo, if the round is going to go to the last second, if that Echo is still alive and kicking, you are probably going to win this round. But, well, there's no Echo going in for now. CCTV Cash going in for Peculiar, Castle on Donald, Jäger, Bandit, Valkyrie, and Maestro. It's not that all on Donald, but it's just the Castle on Donald. And Twitch, Doka, AB, Thermite, Sledge, and Ibana going out for Raptors. We've got the Thermite and the Twitch, but the Thatcher is out of the mix. Which, at that point, I can't complain about a Twitch being picked. So, yeah, actually, it's something that's probably up to standards right then. Probably also the reason why a Thatcher ban won't affect Raptors too much. Because of Thatcher being out of the mix, yeah, doesn't matter. They played the Twitch anyway. So why even bother?
10 seconds to insert.
But now the Cash Room CCTV defense, which is, I mean, which is working quite nicely. This new room, this construction site, has given Clubbers a new feel and really works out well for not even this site, but also this site. It's two sites that benefit from one room being there. Two defensive sites, or two sides to defend, which are getting easier compared to what we've seen before. Rabizzle now up on the roof. Arthur's trying to set up as the Bandit. He's got Paxman right behind him, setting up his shock wire, which will not take out an exothermic charge. Paxman still staying alive with his in hand. Penguin thinking of maybe going into the garage. Actually, speaking of garage, there's often a player in garage. Let's look at the defense situation for Peculiar. We've got Admiral in garage, actually, upstairs on the walkway. Got Donald in construction. Credo with probably a hole on the wall, yes, to the staircase. And Office and Guffle both on site on CCTV. Which means all players are pretty much close together, but they are going out of the way. They can easily have their backs, but they can also try and get behind the enemy team, try to do their own thing. Jesus already opening up that first hole. Donald on the other side doing huge amounts of damage against Jesus. Jesus now on 25 HP. Will also get hit by Wester soon. Wester trying to open up the castle barricade is having some struggle with that, because he isn't trying to stand in front of the barricade as soon as it's down. That will actually work out. Paxton now breaching through, is trying to come behind Donald. Donald will soon hear that exothermic charge going through. Paxton taking huge damage, is now down. Jesus, the next player who's still on low health. He's still on 25. He's still up and kicking. Paxton can easily be picked up, but still, he's down on the ground. He's down to 50 HP. Donald hasn't even taken some damage. Yes, of course, Guffle has taken some. That's something he still can deal with. Guffle still staying alive here in Cash Room, trying to find where his enemy players are coming from. Jesus finding the kill against Donald. Donald with a swift headshot being taken out. Yes, of course, Donald hasn't lost any health, but if a headshot will happen, that headshot will bring him to the fall. Arthur's finding the next kill. The Guffle actually being spotted by drones, being picked up from behind by Wester. Wester bring this to a 3v4. Office still finding the second kill against Penguin. Rabizzle at least getting done with Credo. It's now a 2v3. Rabizzle finding the kill against Office, and now Admiral, the last player alive. Rabizzle, first player down, 1v2. There's still two players to go. Paxpin and Wester, who are both just waiting. But we've seen before on Rabizzle, that a 1v3 is possible. Admiral, now in a 1v2 situation, can do this, is actually trying to come around behind one of the two players. Will find Paxman, now it's on to Wester. Wester will at least find the headshot and therefore bring this to the 1-0. I will swiftly just prepare something in my room when the next round is started. I'll show you all one player and the scoreboard, and I'll see you all back in just a minute Sorry about the short break coming soon. Well, the short break of my voice, that is. Still, Gym Bedroom successful. Attack coming in for Raptors. Now for Peculiar, the setup to Gym and Bedroom. We've got the Smoke, Jäger, Bandit, Valkyrie and Maestro coming out. We've got Hibana, Ash, Jackal, Sledge and Twitch on the attack. And those are the operators trying to win the next round for their own team. Jackal, of course, on a map like Clubhouse, a good pick to pick out those roaming operators. Of course, in the beginning, you're going to play CCTV Cash Room. There's not a whole lot of roaming. I think Admiral is the closest thing I'd call to roaming, with him going downstairs the garage and up the next staircase. But other than that, there's not going to be any roaming on CCTV Cash Room. Gym Bedroom could be another
protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Case completely. But with that being said, I'll be quickly away for just a minute, and I'll see you all back when the round is started. And because I am a quick person, I'll be back before the round even started to just see what Peculiar is going to set up right here. Admiral just setting up his ice. He's going downstairs to try and at least see where his enemies are coming from. He's actually playing this in the basement, so he's roaming around. Arthas could also try to roam. But he's the bandit, he could also try to at least bandit trick anything. But Arthur's now on his way towards CCTV. We'll hold right there. Actually, an interesting thing you could do right here is what Gaffel is going to do. Which, you've seen that before, but if you don't know, if there's a thermite coming, which is not going to be the case right here for Gaffel, you could throw an impact right where he is looking, and that should normally destroy the exothermic charge. I'm not too sure how far the range is on that and how much this will work with the Hibana charges, but I'm guessing he's still trying. Penguin trying to go inside right here, and let's just quickly again look at the setup for the attacking side. While Jesus is already jumping in. Jesus taking some damage, but Gaffel already down on half of his health. There's no time for me to look at what the defending team is doing. Still, Office finding one kill. Paxspin getting the refract 4v4. The Maestro being killed by Jesus. Gaffel still staying alive, waiting for his enemy players to come around. Donald also with him. They are holding their position right now, but will be seen by Rabizzle, I'm pretty sure. Rabizzle should see them on his position. So Gaffel's position already known. One player already charging through that. There's still Donald. Donald fighting the kill against Jesus. Where's Admiral in all this? Admiral still coming from behind. Will be on the position of Donald soon. Gaffel trying to find the next kill against Rabizzle. Now it's Donald's turn to die. Rabizzle finding that kill, downing Gaffel, and now it's all down to Admiral. Admiral in a 1v3, coming up the eastern stairs, trying to go over. It should be, yes, that is CCTV, trying to go over CCTV in Cash Room and trying to somehow get to the site where he now needs to try and defuse a diffuser. Actually, is he going to need that? Because that diffuser is just being picked up now by Rabizzle, which is a huge missed opportunity, which is just so much time being wasted. But Admiral now being spotted by Paxspin. Needs to be careful because there's 3 players knowing his exact position for the next few seconds. Well, not the exact position, but for 5 pings the exact position. He's dropping down. He's trying to find Paxspin. Paxspin still staying alive. Dreagle in hands, not finding the kill. Paxspin peeking out again. He still has shotgun, but that won't be the trick. Admiral still staying alive. One last ping. His position now known again. He's going over towards the garage and trying to find the Jackal, who's now completely downstairs. Paxspin won't be a thorn in his eye anytime soon. Still, just a quarter of the time left to go, and Admiral, you don't have enough time for this. Paxspin coming around towards the bar, finding the last kill and bringing this to the 2-0 for Raptors, who, like that, bring a good case for them. Bring the 2-0 out there and are now trying to win this. They've got the lead, the 2-round lead. The only time they had the 2-round lead in the past was on Coastline, in the complete end, with the 4-6 in hand. Other than that, we haven't seen a 2-round lead by any one of those two teams. It was always Raptors getting 1 round, Peculiar at least getting the drawback. Then Raptors getting the upper hand again, then Peculiar getting back. Only the last round of the first half on Coastline was different, with Peculiar at least getting the 3-2 done, which was the only time they were able to get the lead, I think. Now the 2-0. Peculiar won't find the lead anytime soon. Raptors will have that in their back till now. Church Arsenal coming out for Peculiar. They still have all sides open, because they weren't able to win anything till now. Admiral on the calls, getting upstairs. We've got a Pulse, Jäger, Castle, Maestro, and Smoke defense. And Guffel is playing that Castle so often. I don't know if there's an operator that is better suited, because I don't think you really need a Castle in every round. But I'm guessing it's Guffel's main? He's playing that every time, so it might be. I might be mistaken again, but he's trying to play that. Actually, also on another hand, without a Thatcher in hand, what you could do is actually Bandit banned. Because I haven't seen a bandit. No, we have seen a bandit. You could set up your bandit batteries right here, set up a shield in front of that hatch, and try and at least hold up the tunnel, which is something some teams do. Set up shields when there's not too good of an anti-utility operator, meaning Thatcher, on the other team. If you can do that, set up a shield. You see that often on Oregon in the dining hall, and you see that sometimes here. Just set up batteries behind a shield and they won't be touched anytime soon. So now, the defense. Penguin already trying to attack Guffel. Guffel staying alive till now. And he will find a shield. Jesus on the blitz. Will charge through. Will take some damage. Is now down to 25 HP. Is trying to at least get that kill. Guffel being attacked by 5 players. Will at least find Jesus with a headshot. Jesus on the ground with that. The diffuser. Now the diffuser's 40 meters away. Jesus can't throw that much. Paxman now taking some more damage. Guffel still being able to hold up. But now Rabizzle coming from behind. Paxman taking huge amounts of damage. But he's still alive. Rabizzle finding the last kill, a 4-4. Charging in. Admiral just waiting on them to push. And what do we have on the defense? We've got Admiral downstairs waiting for them to come up the staircase, come down the seconds. Credo and Donald in blue room, and Arthur's with them in church trying to defend. Well, Donald is not really in blue room, but he can be there fairly quickly. Admiral knows there's the Ibana upstairs, and he's trying to see if he can maybe throw a C4 up to her. But Penguin still staying alive, still repelling, trying to see if Admiral maybe does a mistake. Admiral still has a C4, but Penguin now changing positions. Wester at least opening up the floor, finding one. Actually doing some damage against Admiral, while I forgot the word for camera. Taking out one camera. Admiral being taken out through the wall here, throwing a C4 completely on the wrong side. Don't know what he thought that was going to do, but is being taken down to half of his health, which is going to set Raptors up with Paxman, who's also down to half of his health. But still, Credo finding the kill against Penguin. There's another player down to the blue stairs, which will be Paxman, who, like I said, is on half of his health. They've got 10 seconds. They need to charge in. They are lucky there's at least no echo coming through, but they need to plant that diffuser and they need to do it quickly. Rabizzle on that diffuser is now in a 1v3. Office finding that last kill with his shotgun. And with that, this is a 1-2. So, not the best lookout for Raptors in that round. We're attacked by the castle completely in the beginning, which took out 1.5 player. Which from the start didn't really look too good. But I mean, what are you going to do? Peculiar now getting the first round, getting that first kill in hand, and with that first kill getting the whole round. Raptors not even able to get the upper hand in that round and losing time quickly, and with time being out of the hand, out of the game. They aren't able to plant that diffuser because Rabizzle in a 1v3 is just not able to do that. They really needed to charge in. They weren't able to peek into the lower entrance to see where the enemy players are. There's nothing they can do. So, 1-2 coming out now for still Raptors the lead. And now the CCTV cash room defense going in for Peculiar. Didn't really work the first time. They are going to try and make it work the second time. Thing is, where Peculiar should really start sweating is the fact that they were able to win one round, the third round, on the basement defense in Church Arsenal. If it is all going to go like we've seen before, they are going to lose CCTV, they are going to lose Gym, and like that, this is going to be the 4-1, which isn't good to start off, which might mean Raptors are going to bring this to a 4-1, which might mean that with the 4-1, Raptors are going to win this pretty early on. Off is now on the aforementioned Bandit. He tried to bandit trick before, he's trying to do it again, but like I said, there's not too much to bandit trick here, except for Penguin on the Hibana, which is interesting. I'm always thinking about stuff, but they haven't banned Thermite, have they? For the attack, they've banned Montaigne and Thatcher. So now there's no Thermite coming up, which for a CCTV cash room attack is something new. Still, Wester finding the first kill against Admiral, opening up the basement, immediately finding that first kill. So right now I'm guessing Peculiar is playing this like they did before, just with Donald a little bit further back in the bathroom, the bedroom right now. He was playing this in construction before. Is now playing this in bedroom. Gaffel, hearing that there's one player in garage, has opened up a window, trying to see if anyone's coming through. There's one player. That's Jesus, and he knows there's another player. Now he's making a complete scene. He's being seen. And on the other hand, that is Gaffel, who now knows where his enemy player is. Jesus still staying alive, so he's still in the 4v5. And that didn't... Did that work? That worked. That actually worked. Okay. For a second I thought he overshot that, but no, he did. He did. And that is now a bad place to be in for Donald, because Donald, there are two players dropping in from above. And, well, don't think you're going to do much when Jesus is coming from the back. Jesus from the back finding the last shot against Donald, bring this to a 3v4. He's got one breaching round left, opening up that castle barricade. So there's no castle barricade he can open anytime soon. Gaffel still staying alive in the garage. He's got a player coming up right there. That should be Rabizzle. Yes. Rabizzle on the entry, trying to somehow find a kill against Gaffel. He knows where he is, but he's just not finding the shots. He's taking damage. And so is Credo. Credo, who's now down to his last 5 HP. Gaffel, who's actually not getting shot at all. Off is throwing down a C4, which is not doing too much. Penguin successfully breaching open. Credo can't do too much with his low HP right there. Gaffel won't find anyone anytime soon. Off is just waiting on the edge to push in. That's Jesus. Jesus finding the next headshot. Finding the kill against Credo, and now it's all down to Gaffel. Gaffel, 1v4. 15 seconds. He's got time, but Penguin is right behind him, getting the last kill. And now, the last round. Let me just quickly do something in chat. So, well, that is done. We are now in a 3-1, which is looking good for Raptors. Raptors now in a 2-round lead. And Peculiar with the gym bedroom defense. And right now it's still going like I've said before. They are losing CCTV cache. They are going in gym bedroom. If they are going to lose gym bedroom, it's not looking good for Peculiar, because right then Raptors is going to take the lead with a 3-round lead, which is just so hard to get back in the second half. I could still work. Wester playing on the Buck. Ibana, Ash, Jackal, Buck, and Twitch going in for Raptors. They've got 2 soft breachers with the Buck. And, I mean, you can't say that Wester didn't do the work on the Buck. He immediately used his shotgun to open up that garage door and saw Admiral going in completely. Admiral without a chance being taken out in the beginning, and with 1 player down from the beginning on. This just wasn't the round for Peculiar to begin with. So on the defense, Smoke, Jäger, they've got the Castle, Legion, and the Bandit. Like I said, Office is going to play the Bandit. But what I'm thinking, they need to roam around more. They had their success with Guffle, playing the Castle right here in... what is that? What's that room called? I really never seen that. I'm guessing it's Merge. Seeing that there's so much merch, I'm just going to call it merch. Speaking of which, try to do some, but okay. Office finding the first kill against Wester. Wester trying to pull the same thing against Admiral, but Office taking the other hand, still on 1/4 of his health, which isn't too much, but he's still alive. Guffle taking at least the Twitch drone of Rabizzle, number 1 out. So, Raptors now with 1 player down, need to try and attack somewhere. Peg spin, that was a great flip right there. Still trying to attack. He's now up to the windows, trying to find anyone hiding inside. Arthurs should still be their first attacking point, because he's still on solo HP. Jesus. Burning out. Finding the Legion. No way should expect another player. But he's staying safe right there. With that wall still being closed, he's staying safe. He's in a 1v2 if he's opening that up. He needs to be careful, but because he's probably getting pushed soon. He knows there's a Legion mine in front of him. He's trying to see that. He's trying to take that out. Legion mine 1 out of the game. If there hasn't been anything else. Jesus, as Ash still staying alive, still being the main attacking point and the main distraction point for the attacking team. That is why Rabizzle is easily getting the kill on Office. Also because Office is already down on his health, but also because he's just so low. Opening up the next door will be Penguin. Jesus still staying alive behind, trying to see, I think, the second Legion mine. Probably the way he's sneaking around. It's really looking like the first Legion mine attack. But he won't find it. Admiral on the other side. We're quickly switching views on the teams. Admiral now trying to hold off with his shotgun. He's got Creeder with him and Donald, who are all... No, not Donald, but Guffle, who are all watching towards 1 player. That is Jesus. Jesus coming out. Jesus won't actually find a kill. Pegspin's down on the ground. Pegspin needs to be picked up soon, because he won't be able to do too much. Jesus out. Rabizzle finding the kill against Guffle. Pegspin still down on the ground. Rabizzle can maybe try and pick him up, but he's down on 25 HP. Pegspin now being picked up. Penguin trying to attack. Will actually find the kill against Donald and needs to plant the diffuser, but runs into a Legion mine. Credo take him in out, and now this is a 2v1. Hexspin completely alone, finding the kill against the Legion, finding the diffuser, and that diffuser needs to be planted. He's got it doesn't have enough time. Admiral winning the round just by standing. And amazingly, this is now the 3-2. Peculiar still staying in the game. Rounds being switched, and the attack will now go to them. Peculiar on the attack, trying to win against Raptors. 2-3. And for the Church Arsenal defense right now, a Castle Tachanka, Jäger, and for Wester, I don't know. A Vigil and the Alibi quickly switched out for Jesus. Maestro coming in for Wester. So both new operators going in. Really quite sad, because I would have loved to see I would love to see a Tachanka anyway at some point. But I mean, you need to rework Tachanka really, because he's not getting the attention he needs. Jesus picking the Tachanka, and he's staying with it. He is staying with it. If I would have had any subs, I would have requested that LMG emote I just quickly made. By the way, I'm affiliate now, so you can sub if you want to support me. Just a quick plug right there. And get the LMG emote, which would be quite fitting here. Jesus, setting that up. Question is, will he do too much with it? Raptors doesn't have a huge lead on the enemy team. But I'm pretty sure... Have I seen Jesus do that before? Because this is a deja vu moment. Because I remember the LMG sitting in that situation just not too long ago. And I've casted Raptors and just not too long ago. Which I think also on Clubhouse? Maybe? I don't know. But still, LMG coming out. Jesus trying to hold that, is actually getting the attention of most of his team. Paxpin setting up AD systems. If I'm going to say systems, it's just AD. And Robizzle setting up his batteries. So Robizzle just getting upstairs, trying to roam around. Admiral, maybe? No, trying to see if he can find anyone in the kitchen. Gaffel on his way towards Robizzle, who's still staying unnoticed. Just check up what Jesus is doing. He's staying alive. I'm hearing shots in the background. I thought this might be Jesus, but it isn't. But it's Robizzle who's getting killed by Credo instantly. Can't even get a shot on him. Credo staying on full health, finding that first kill. Bring this to a 4v5. Penguin downstairs. Hexspin also in the basement, opening up that wall to at least stay safe from the stairwell. He's been spotted right now, so he's not getting up the stairwell again. Wester on his Maestro's Evil Eyes, Maestro Evil Eyes, and of course we know where Jesus is. He's on his still on the same side. Admiral seeing if he can find anyone downstairs, and so he will. He's finding 2 players, and with that, the hatch will soon be opened, and so they should be able to actually get some kills. Where's Stubborn with his Evil Eye finding that first exothermic charge? And that is just so bad for Admiral, because he's just got 1 Texanian dynamite. He needs to get rid of that Evil Eye. If he doesn't, he's not going to be able to breach through. They need to find Wester, and they need to kill him. Peculiar trying to find any more kills. Penguin coming from down below. Admiral now down to 25 HP. Doesn't matter if you find Wester if Admiral is dying. Penguin dealing some huge damage. We see Arthur's on the Blitz coming around. Coming through. At least finding the possibility to open up or destroy a camera. Admiral still staying upstairs. I think the strategy is distract Wester, try and get inside from upstairs. Gaffel finding the first kill against Penguin. Jesus still on his LMG, trying to do something against that Blitz, but he's going to be blinded. Arthur's staying alive, finding that kill, and that LMG isn't just doing nothing. It's just going to be perfectly placed for Arthur's, who just needs to get rid of anything else on the way. We'll plant the diffuser right behind, and with an LMG behind the diffuser, what are you going to do? 2v5, Paxman and Wester in a predicament. Admiral getting the first kill, and now it's all down to Paxman, who's at least finding the headshot against Admiral, but will be taken out by Donald. Let me just quickly say that Tachanka might have been a mistake. The bug wasn't. The bug did his work. So, 3 both. Raptors holding up against Peculiar. Peculiar still staying sharp, staying close to them. Jackal, Buck, Thermite, Zephyr, and on Arthur's I don't know. We've got CCTV Cash, and Jesus, you're not going to do it again, are you? I've been happy to see you Tachanka the first time. I'm not going to be happy to see it again because I really think it's going to be a mistake, and Raptors I think are just throwing rounds away. I'm guessing they are hoping that Tachanka works. Are they a 6 picking it right now? Arthur's picking the Blitz. Castle, Tachanka, Jäger, Legion, Bandit still on the CCTV cache room. Raise a board, which is exactly what I'm thinking, but Jesus. You've got 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Only 6 pick on Arthur's with the Blitz. We are going to see Tachanka.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Which, like I said, I don't know if a Tachanka is the best pick. Tachanka really needs some work on. Because although I like seeing him, I like the meme, of course. If I wouldn't have an emote for him. Dedicated emote for Tachanka. But he's not... He doesn't have his place in competitive play. Changed my mind. Jesus is now the one who's trying to change my mind. Which, he tried to do it before, it probably doesn't work as well again. I mean, for a Tachanka, it's probably like a Negev in Counter-Strike. You're going to pick it when you are so far in front, you're probably not going to lose. Which is a 5-0. They were in a 3-2. So this really wasn't a, we're so confident we're going to win anyways pick. This wasn't a, we've got a plan pick. I'm just not seeing the plan, if I'm honest. Because the plan for the enemy team was, we've got the LMG, we're just going to plant the diffuser right behind that. Which, in the end, didn't even matter. But won't happen in this round because actually the LMG is completely out of the side. Abyssal finding one player outside. Those players are trying to come in. Admiral together with Arthur's. Donald throwing in his nades. Those nades won't do anything. Jesus on the other side. Another nade being thrown just to open up for Admiral actually, and finding Wester! I said those grenades won't do anything, but of course they will get rid of Abyssal's batteries. And if Wester is going to jump through them, yes, Wester is going to die. Which is an immediate first kill now for Peculiar, which is perfect. Penguin finding Arthur's. Admiral dropping down. Donald trying to go through. He needs the help of the Zephyr on Credo. Credo, I think, can't open the castle walls anymore. So all they maybe can do is really throw a Texan Dynamite on there. Throw a exothermic charge on there. You can't do anything else. Donald coming in. Finding Pegspin. Pegspin immediately dying. This is now a 4v3. Donald not even taking damage. Rabizzle at least finding another player. Bring this all down to a 3v3. Still there's the Tachanka, which still I'm not too happy about, but Jesus, prove me different. Like I said, change my mind. On the other hand, Guffle still trying to come in. Penguin dealing damage against Donald. Donald dying. Admiral and Guffle, the last 2 players alive, will need to come around against Penguin, Jesus, and Rabizzle. Rabizzle holding behind, so Guffle can't go through, and Penguin and Jesus holding up front, so Admiral can't go through. Admiral now going in. Rabizzle finding the first kill. Admiral at least staying alive for now. Won't do any damage against the Tachanka, but there's Rabizzle finding the next kill and bring this to a 3-4. So, I mean, although the Tachanka didn't do too much, you could argue that he at least got the attention of the Thermite of Admiral on the other side. On the other hand, I really think that Jesus could play something else. It's like I said before, it was Donald who played Castle. It's like I said on Donald. I'm guessing you're a Castle main, but there might be a better opportunity or a better option for you to pick an operator in. And right now, this is Jesus. Yes, you might be a Tachanka man, you might have fun right now, which, I mean, in the end, this is still a game. You want to have fun, but you also want to win, which maximizes the fun. And a Tachanka, I don't know. 6-pick going out on the Maestro, switch to the Legion on Wester, so we will still see the Tachanka on what I agree with the chat is a great game by both teams. Now let's think, I mean, Jesus is doing this again, so let's just think about what he can maybe do differently this time. Because I don't think that a Tachanka on this position does really work. I think with a Tachanka, it's like the Evil Eyes, and I've covered the Evil Eyes on Monday. You don't really, on the basement defense, you don't really have places for Evil Eyes to stick to. You could try to attack the hallways, but really everything you have here blocks your vision. You've got so much blocked vision in here on B. You've got so much blocked vision in here on A. And really isn't the best position to pick a Black Eye, a Maestro in, but also isn't the best position to pick a Tachanka. But still, he's going to stick with it. Wester taking some damage by Donald, who's just taken him a little bit out. Rabizzle playing this upstairs, trying to find the enemy players. There's no one on the blue side completely upstairs. Rabizzle just trying to help. There's a blitz coming through. Arthur's trying to sneak around. At least seeing where one player is. Rabizzle should try and go downstairs again. Because he's been spotted. He's not going to do too much right here. Still, Rabizzle is trying. He's got a Nitro Cell. If you could use that Nitro Cell against Arthur's, that would be perfect. Still, Arthur's going through. Arthur's is now completely upstairs. Won't be able to really sneak around Rabizzle, who's now going down blue stairs again, who's now in utility. But okay. Upstairs, the hatch is open. Credo will find the kill against Rabizzle, who's just in a so complete unlucky position. He just got there, Credo. And you open up the hatch above him and get the kill. Which is just... It's just not nice by you. Like, no. Jesus, on the other hand, trying to avenge his teammate. Donald, right below, will be taken out. Jesus didn't even see him shoot. I paid attention to the drone, but will still get the kill on Credo. So will actually avenge his teammate. And now the Tachanka's actually working out. If your enemy team is attacking from utility, yes. This might work out. But still, look at utility. This huge wall blocking you, not the wall, but like the white box behind that. Still blocking your vision. And Donald already in this side, already trying to find his enemy team. Penguin still holding on Arsenal. He's got Pegspin with him. Pegspin who's trying to deal some damage over the hallway. Won't be able to do that right now. And there's Wester. Wester also not able to do anything. Pegspin still staying alive. They are getting attacked from behind. Penguin not finding the opportunity to kill anyone. Jesus. Penguin finding the kill against Guffle. Now this is the 3v4. Wester with another great kill. Now it's all down to Admiral and Donald. Donald at least getting rid of Wester. And now Admiral and Donald. 2v3. There's still the Tachanka, Jesus doing the work, and now it's all down to Donald, who will be taken out by Jesus, who will push up front. And like that, the Tachanka actually able to do something to bring Raptors to the 5-3. And they now have the match point. They are leading 1-0 map-wise, got the 4-6 on Coastline, and now on Clubhouse they are leading 5-3. So they've got 2 rounds to win just 1. First time we're going to see Gym Bedroom by Raptors with a pulse right now on Jesus, which the way he played, I'd be careful that this pulse isn't just a troll pick, which is going to be 6 pick into a Tachanka at the end. I mean, Tachanka worked completely at the end, but now he's switching it out. Which, I mean, he did 3 kills. He got 3 kills in the last round. Sledge, Blackbeard, Blitz, Hibana, Zofia. I mean, still. Tachanka is a risk. Going in for the attacking team. Valkyrie, Pulse, Jäger, Legion, and Bandit for the defending team. Like I said, Gym Bedroom, our defense. Legion, 6 picked on Wester. So Pulse, not a troll pick, actually going to play Pulse.
Attackers need to locate and defuse.
And now the question, is he going to be able? Like, has he played Tachanka so often that he doesn't know how to play Pulse? Don't think so. But, he played it so often. Might as well. Paxman is setting up his barricade. Just holding up. Wester. Just trying to see if he can maybe find any one of the enemy players.
10 seconds left before
Is now going into the garage. Penguin also trying to set up his last black eye. The Bizzle is still setting up so no one can breach through the like, it's not a garage door, but it's still looking like a garage door, so I'm calling it garage door. I'm guessing that's even the model of a garage door. Like, those two doors are nearly the same to this door. So, yeah, looking that no one can breach through the garage door, which in that case would just be Admiral. Wester getting attacked by drones. We'll have no problem picking those out. We'll just lose some shots. And now 2 players on the other side trying to take him on. Admiral trying to see if he can maybe find him anywhere. Wester going back towards the stairs, setting up his toxins. And Guffle breaching through, sledging this in. Jesus still downstairs, trying to help out Wester as good as he can. He's got an open hole, and he's got Guffle on the other side trying to hold that hole. Jesus going outside, dealing some damage. Wester getting Guffle, and Jesus being attacked by the Pulse actually. Paxman with another kill. Off is actually dying. And Jesus seeing the next player. Getting some damage done, is down to 50 HP on the other side. Credo, who's still staying alive, who's not getting pushed, but who's now bringing his team in a 5v3. Admiral at least being able to open the wall up. Trying to open it up a second time. Trying to get a bigger hole so they can walk through that. Credo now in the garage together with Donald. Admiral completely on his own. 5v3. Jesus still staying alive. Trying to find the Ibana on the other side, but will be taken out by that Ibana. Ibana. Admiral finding the kill, and who should be seen by Penguin right there. He still has 1 player on his side. Needs to be careful because there's still 1 player also below. That player from down below will be Credo, who's on the staircase finding the flick up. Amazing kill going out by Credo, who's now still on a quarter of his health, but at least finding the kill. And that is a kill you shouldn't really find, because Admiral was barely in his sights. Just this flick on the head will give them the kill. Bring this all to a 3v3, even up the score. Wester still getting attacked by 2 players. Credo will be his first victim. Donald is coming from behind. He should know where Wester is, but Wester will see him. Donald, using his first shield, is down to 25 HP. Wester not even taking any damage. 15 seconds. They need to get on the side. They don't have enough time. They need to get the kills. They don't even have the diffuser. The diffuser is downstairs where Arthur's died. And like that, if 1 player can stay alive, or Paxman and Wester can find the last kills, this should be the 6-3 Raptors getting the last round done and getting the 6-3, the 2-0 into our match and actually winning against Peculiar. I thought their team started with an R, which it doesn't. It starts with a P, Peculiar. 11 kills on Rabizzle, who's now our MVP of the round, and this time without any breaks in between, rears in between. This actually will be our real MVP.